Alright, in this video, we are going to look at some of the use cases of commonly used charts in Excel. What are the use cases where you will end up using a bar chart or a column chart? What are the different types of bar column charts which you can use? Line charts, when to use it, when not to use it, pie charts, and two specific charts which are very common when you're doing statistical analysis, histogram, box, and whiskers plot. So let's get started. We refer to this data set, which is we already have, and it is all about orders, and it has different fields. And we want to do analysis, and suppose we really want to do suppose we really want to do or prepare a summary of region-wise, category-wise sales, right? So we can do that. All we need to do is we would already know that using pivoting, and in pivoting we are going to drag region here. Let's do it region wise sales. So if we do region wise sales, this is the outcome we get. So once you get the pivot table, basically once you have done the pivoting, you can use this. You can use this. You can see there is a blank. You can get rid of that. And this outcome what we have got. So if we select these and we say insert, and this is the area where we have all the charts being played, you can click on the recommended charts and it will recommend you straight away, and it says that you can use this cluster, this column chart. And you see there are so many different types of charts being shown which you can play and explore, but I'm picking up only the most common ones and the most useful ones actually. And here you see that you have these different options of using this or this or this, but since there is a single here there's a single dimension, it really doesn't matter which one you choose, but let me show you one exception case. So let's choose this one, and it suddenly creates, you can see, you can change the title and you can call this as a region wise sales. You can tell that. You can format your y-axis, x-axis. You can click on that y-axis, you can right click, you can click on format axis. There are so many different things to do here. You can set what is the generally it will pick up the data set and it will pick up the min and max value, and it will accordingly set the values here. You can format it. You can say display units if you want. It will show it in million, so it is showing, say it is saying 3 million, or if you want to say in thousands, it is going to show like this. So these are all and it is really mentioning here it is thousands. You can do that. So you can play around with all these tick marks. There are all these different options: major type, minor type. Don't worry about it, you'll learn with time. But one thing which you can do is that you can always say add data, and even on this one you can right click and you can say format data labels, and here something which will make sense is the format code. So I can say I can put it as number. I can put it as currency because this is about monetary amount. So it kind of starts looking like this. Looks good. So you're getting some outcome. You can also ensure that this data as it is sorted. So here it is sorted by alphabetical, which doesn't make sense. So what it should do is that more sort options, and I can say descending by sum of sales and say okay, and you see it automatically sorts them. So it gets sorted. If you don't want to do it, you can remove the data label. You can say here I can say delete, so I removed it, but I can hover it and I can get the value that is also there. So this is how a column chart, why I'm calling this as a column chart. I can also say change chart type, and I can go for par, and same thing gets something is vertical, from vertical becomes horizontal. So this is how bar chart would look like. You can increase the size and all, and you can also flip it again, same thing. You can instead of what we can do is we can go to sort options, and we say sum of say but ascending. So south, west, east, central. So this is how it's going to be. So from bottom to up it is going. And but the same thing what you can do is now you can in addition to region, I can close this and I can add category to, or say customer segment. I can say add customer segment, and you see how it is coming now. We are seeing four lines, right? So this is what is a clustered column chart is, a clustered bar chart rather, if I have to be very strict about it. I can also say change chart type, and I can switch to column, and this will start looking like this. So this is also, I mean, what happens is that earlier there was, for every type of customer segment, there's one color. So consumer segment series you can see in blue, corporate segment series you can see in red, and then home office series is in green, and the small business series is in purple or violet, whatever you say. So but you can find some trend here, but there's an obvious problem. Beyond this, if there are 5 categories or 6 categories, it just starts looking like too many colors, too many buildings kind of next to each other, which stops making sense, becomes very difficult to interpret, right? The most recommended is 3, not more than 3 columns in clustered column chart. It becomes very difficult to interpret, right? So so that's about the clustered one. But now we can also alter this. We can again say change chart data type. What if I use this one? What's happening here? This is now, instead of 4 columns, all of them are standing on top of each other. So basically the total length is the in this case, when we say south, this value, the height of this is equal to this 1597346. So this is basically row total. Row total is looking like this, and that basically the earlier when what we were seeing for say south, that is now being sliced on top of it. It is being sliced by region, right? So first slice was this your region itself. The second slice, which is inside each, is by your type of customer segment, right? And you can see that consumer segment is at the bottom, and then the corporate segment, then the home office, then the small business. We can enable it, and the absolute data values will start, you'll be able to hover over it, and you can also see that this is the absolute value sum. And again, there is a problem here that now I can't compare, for example, the green one, which is larger. Here it is 526351. Here it is 50. So this is slightly bigger than this, but I can't make out because their base is not the same anymore. Here also this one is a 42 something, and here is 50 something. The base is not the same anymore. So difficult to same. It happens here actually. The worst would be the last one affected. How do I compare, say, this one and this one? The base itself is not the same. It's standing at a different height. It is standing at a different height. So individual series, which is there, the green series or the red series, we can't compare them anymore, right? But also we can't answer things like things in terms of share, right? Now when we ask that what is the share of, so for example, this one, if I let's understand this. If this value, if I say show values as percentage of row total, but now you see some difference. At least one difference is that each one of them is at 100%. So it is showing in terms of percentage. So at least the total height is the same, but the base being different problem is still there, right? You can make out that the red one, the red series, which is corporate segment, is always having a higher share, right? Corporate segment 35, 31, 41. Rest are like 20s in 26, 16, 25.49, those kind of segments. But in terms of the chunk, for each series, the largest chunk goes to the corporate segment, right? So it is an important customer segment to serve. So, but still individual trend analysis is not trend, I would say it's the wrong word, but individual components share also is difficult to comparing across is a problem, right? Within you can get some insights, compare across is a problem. Or say so this way when we do so an alternate visual which does the exactly same job, what I can do is show value and say no calculation, so this goes back to this. But there's an alternate chart option actually which does exactly the same thing, which is the third one. It is doing the same thing without changing value. It is basically converting them and showing as share, right? So it is the same as the previous one, but previous one I had to actually change these values represented as share, and it would automatically get set to that. But here I don't need to change it, and I'm just changing the chart type and it is taking care of it. So this is the other kind of, this is called as your 100% stacked chart. So when you come here, this one, when you say it's a 100% stacked column chart, same thing will apply to 100% stacked bar chart or something, right? If you click this one, this is clustered column. If you click on this one, this is stacked column. This one is 100% stacked column. Difference between this and this one, it is showing the totals, actuals. It is being like just plotting one upon each other. It's basically each other series is standing on the other's head. And here everything is scaled to 100%. So it is actually showing the share rather than the actual value. So this is more in percentage. This is more, the other one is more in absolute values. And this is like just each value is standing next to each other. So here I'm able to compare across. That's easy, but you know the problem is that as the number of categories, this one number of here the customer segment increases, it will start getting mixed in each other, and there will be too many colors and too much of misinterpretation, right? So that's how you can use these different charts for different purposes. That's about your column, or same thing, same understanding logic applies for column chart. It's like you just have to flip them.